I bought that piece of land straight out of boot camp. 19 years old, fresh off my first deployment bonus, proud to have anything to call my own. It was just under 2 acres, nothing fancy, just a sloped patch of hillside with a view of the valley. My plan was to build a cabin there someday, after I'd done my time, something peaceful. Maybe even raise a family. I paid it off in cash and kept the taxes current. No mortgage, no liens, nothing. But what I didn't know was that when I bought the land, I'd been automatically signed into a homeowners association. Not that there were any homes on it. Hell, there weren't even roads at the time, but apparently the developers had preemptively formed an HOA, and any purchase within the subdivision fell under their jurisdiction. I shrugged it off when I found out. Figured it was bureaucratic fluff and filed it in the deal with it later folder in my head. I'd be deployed most of the next few years anyway. That turned out to be a mistake. Fast forward 6 years. I've just returned from my 3rd overseas tour, bruised, proud, and exhausted. First thing I do after hugging my mom and crashing for 48 hours is start sorting through the stack of mail she'd been keeping for me. Somewhere between a VA appointment letter and a coupon for auto parts was a legal document. Notice of sale. The HOA had declared my land abandoned. They cited unpaid maintenance fees for the unpaved road running past my property and claimed I hadn't responded to any of their notices, because of course I hadn't. I'd been halfway around the world. No phone reception in Kandahar. No one from the HOA had ever called me. No certified mail. Nothing that would have given me a chance to respond. They sold it at auction. $4/$7,200. To one of their own board members. I paid $36,000 for that land. I saw red. My first thought was to hire a lawyer, but it turns out HOA law is murky, and fighting them is like trying to wrestle fog. I could file suit, but that would take years. Meanwhile, the land was already being cleared. Some developer was planning to build a model home for a new, patriotic community. They called it Valor Heights. The irony was a punch in the teeth. But here's where things get interesting. See, while I'd been deployed, I wasn't just doing basic patrols. I'd spent the last 2 years embedded with a civil engineering unit. I'd worked on rebuilding roads, water lines, even military outposts. I had contacts, and more importantly, I had knowledge of how the Army operated when it came to land use, property